Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you are new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button. Also, click on the bell icon so that you get notified when I go live or post new videos. If you would like to participate in on the live stream like Rick and Anthony and Pretty Girl's mom, good afternoon. I hope all you guys had a great day, are doing right now. You can join me on my live streams that I do most weekdays, or outside of my live stream, you can consider joining the Discord I created. That's another way that you can reach out and share what you have going out or ask questions, things like that. A lot of times I get asked what kind of foods that we eat. And so we also created a Pinterest board that has links to the recipes for a lot of our family's favorite whole food plant-based meals. So if you want to check out some of those recipes, that's down in the description below. Today is day 640. How many people out there can say they've stuck to what they're doing for 640 days, or been focusing on their weight loss for 640 days? I have never been able to say that. I might have been able to say I've been doing it for 30 days or maybe even 60 days, but not 640 days. So I'm happy to be that far along so far. And in that time, I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 220 pounds. No, exactly 220 pounds, I believe. I'll see that when I flip the screen, but 220 pounds. I weighed in today, even like right before stream, just to see if I had gained any weight since yesterday, and the scale said 299.8 again. So I'm still under that 300, which is awesome. And so I still have about a year and a half yet to go on my challenge and about 80 pounds. I'm looking forward to reaching my goal and maintaining a healthy weight for the rest of my life. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing about those as well. Any questions, comments, just let me know. And if you're getting started on a diet, or if you're currently on a diet, what are some things that you do that make staying on your diet easier than the alternative, which is giving in to temptation or going and eating that junk food you shouldn't be eating? What are you doing to stick to your diet? Let's see. Anthony had a question. Oh my gosh, where did I go? There I be. Anthony had a question here. He says, "Hey John, have you read anything about people having issues with weight gain when they eat breads with gluten?" I don't know much about gluten, but that might be. I know there's a gluten intolerance. This past week, we provided pizzas for the bike riders one day, and we did buy some gluten-free pizzas because people have issues with gluten. But I haven't heard of any specific, that gluten causes weight gain. I think eating too much of any breads is going to probably help lead to some weight gain because there's a lot of flour. And then Linda's checking and saying, "Hey, all Linda. Hey, I saw your comment on my video. Thanks for all the support." Rick says it's all about the way. I think maybe you're talking, but you said why. Or is that all about the why you're doing it? Maybe. It's all about the why. High cholesterol and 3 blocked arteries. That's how I stay on your plant exclusive diet. Okay, so that it is all about my why, about the why. Yeah, why are you doing this and sticking to it? That's you answering my question about the alternative. What keeps you from coming off. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's rough. The 3 blocked arteries. I know I had somebody close to us, I feel like, had a heart issue. I can't remember. I was just talking to somebody about a family member they had that had some heart issues, and we were talking about that. And then I know another person that is getting some work done on their legs where I think they're having like veins cauterized so that it promotes blood flow to other veins, but I'm not sure about that either. It just seems like crazy stuff to do to your body. And it's, from what I've been researching and seeing, it seems like trying a plant-based diet is at least worth the effort over some of these alternatives that they're giving, like to go through and have them do an invasive surgery to try to fix a blood flow issue when there's a possibility that maybe a plant-based diet would affect it, or getting rid of dairy or getting rid of oil would cause improvements. But instead of changing the food, they just go right to the medical intervention with the surgery or some sort of pill, things like that. Linda says right now that she is doing the Ultimate Reboot program with Chef AJ this month. You are excited and you can feel the difference already. I don't know anything about what the Ultimate Reboot program is. Was it something that you subscribed, or like, do you get any private thing, or is it just something she's doing with her platform, like openly? And then Pretty Girl's mom says that she's also doing the Ultimate Reboot program with Chef AJ. And did that start, I guess, yesterday? Is it the month of August? Carrie's checking in saying, hello, Carrie. Oh, I do see you got your icon changed there. You were talking about that yesterday. So today has been just a crazy busy day. Like, because of last week and kind of having to push everything that I was supposed to get done last week pushed into this week, I've been trying to get caught up and get things done. But a few things that did happen. I got complimented by somebody who said that I looked like I was much thinner since I returned from my trip, even though I only lost I had a grand total weight loss of 1.2 pounds. That was nice to get a compliment from somebody. And I definitely feel like my body has slimmed out a bit, and kind of, I feel like a bit like I've been working out, like my muscles feel a little bit pumped up, I guess. Yeah, but not, I haven't been like actually working out or doing lifting, but just been more active. So that was kind of a cool thing to have happen today. Thanks. Rick says I look fantastic. My skin looks great. I appreciate it. Let me see. I did take some photos and I did kind of fudge on the diet a little bit here, but it was for a good cause. So, and it wasn't really that bad of a thing, I don't feel like. So let me see what I have for photos since yesterday. Let's see. We hope I'm on the right network. Oh, there we go. And why is it frozen on that? Oh, okay. So, yesterday after, I guess I'm just going to go over the food that I've had since yesterday, kind of like I always do. But after the stream yesterday, I went home. Carrie was kind of busy with some things, so I didn't, there wasn't anything prepared for dinner, and she was working on making the kids' pizzas before she messed with making our pizzas. But I had that shredded wheat with pineapple on it there. And then here is some of the pizza. This is all the pizza I had, but I ate kind of more than half of the pizza. This is a potato and oat crust. And then on top of it there's corn. There's mushrooms, zucchini, onions, and then a marinara sauce that Carrie made for the pizzas that we had last night. And then I probably had some oranges. Carrie picked up some oranges that were actually really good. And I had a few of those last night. But other than that, not much else in the evening last night. And then this morning had my old friend oatmeal. It's been so long since I had oatmeal for breakfast. It's been probably since, it might even been since like the Tuesday before. So almost 2 weeks before, how's everybody's connection doing? I got a big yellow bar over here. I'm just going to pause for a minute because the connection seems to be a little bit off, but it might be doing better now. So, but yes, I had not had oatmeal for like 2 weeks. So I was very excited to have our regular oatmeal that we normally have with the spinach, mushrooms, and onions. And it was really, it was really good for breakfast today. So Carrie is saying that pizza crust that we made, or that she made, was 2 cooked potatoes, 1 cup of oats, 1 cup of water, and then you add whatever seasoning that you like, and then you kind of flatten it out, and then you air fry it. I really enjoyed the crust. She actually kind of thinned it up even a little bit, and I liked it even more with it being a little thinner and a little crispier this time. Pretty Girl's mom is saying that the Ultimate Reboot program from Chef AJ is a sign up with the private group with 4-week diet plans, and then you get lectures from Dr. Goldhamer, Lisle, and Chef AJ, plus some more things. That's pretty cool. And then Rick's saying that it looks good. And then Carrie says she kind of wants to do that Chef AJ thing. She needs to reboot. Her weight loss has been the same for ages, just kind of hanging out where she's at. Reached a little bit of a behavioral equilibrium, like Dr. Lisle would say. Yes, the connection is good. Yay for oatmeal. How long and what temperature on the crust? Carrie would be the one that would be able to answer that. So, but yeah, how long and what temperature on the crust? I feel like it was 12 minutes because I threw the crust in, but she set everything. So, and then oatmeal for breakfast. Carrie says that on that pizza crust, she did 375 until the top looks good, and then you flip it and do the same. Maybe 10 to 12 minutes per side. Awesome. So today, I don't, I guess, talk about a whole lot, but Carrie has a nonprofit that she was doing an event outside of a restaurant in our community that does a pay what you can lunch for people in the area. So they make, kind of this different meal every day. And then people come in and they just make a donation for the food that they take. And so we had a setup for our nonprofit outside the front of that building. And today they were doing tacos, and they had 3 different types of tacos. They had chicken and pork tacos, they had beef tacos, and then they had a zucchini taco um, that was vegan, that had like beets on it, I think, as well, and then like a vegan sour cream. And so to help support them, I ordered some tacos for the guys that work in the building here. And then I also ordered some of the vegan tacos and tried them because I kind of figured that I'd give them a shot and see how they were. And so I ended up ordering 3 orders of tacos from them. I got 1 order of the beef, 1 order of the chicken and pork, and then 1 of this here. The camera's kind of delayed on me here, so it's going to take a second for it to zoom in. But you can see the zucchini on there, the beets, and then the sour cream. Wasn't a whole lot to them, but the seasoning on them was really good. And then they also had some tortilla chips, which I probably could have eaten fewer of those than I did, but they were pretty good. You can see in the picture, I'll zoom in, there's quite a bit of salt like on that particular chip there. But I shared those with kind of everybody in the office and didn't eat a ton of them, but I did have a few. And so now that I've had that, it's now time to get back on track. So the dessert that they had given with the other sets of tacos was a peach cobbler that was prepared with butter. And so I asked them not to put that on in the container that had the tacos that I was going to be eating. So for my dessert, I had a bowl of blueberries, which were delicious. So that was kind of all the food that I have eaten over the last 24 hours. I know it wasn't SOS free. It was all vegan. And that's kind of going to be the end of my RAGBRAI kind of cheat, I suppose. I had some very good meals over the past week and a half between the Chipotle burritos, the sofritas, and there's a place called Pita Pit that they had a falafel pita, and then we ordered some falafels from a vendor that was following the route. So Pretty Girl's mom says that my lunch looked good. It was very good. I was very happy with it. And the people that were eating the tacos that had meat in them, they said that theirs were very good as well. Let's see here. Carrie, she will offer it again, but not sure when. Yeah. So, another kind of thing that happened today, I was much more open about my diet with my coworkers today. I've only been working in this office with them for a couple months now, and I don't generally eat around them. So they don't have any idea what my diet consists of. A lot of times when they offer me food, I just turn it down, and they don't think much of it. But today, with us getting this food and me kind of specifically ordering the vegan food, I was a bit more open about that. I eat a vegan diet or I eat a plant-based diet, and then that opened up conversations with them that always kind of go similar. And I think it's interesting how it works out. But a lot of times people try to downplay the amount of animal products they're eating. I think just so because they feel like when you say you're a vegan, you're judging them for eating animal products. So they try to downplay the animal products they eat, or they try to justify the source of the animal products that they're eating, which I think is funny because uh 2 years ago I was worse than they were as far as eating the animal products, or not caring where it came from, or and just consuming and consuming. But it seems like people kind of automatically have this odd defensive uh, mechanism that comes up when when it comes to the food, and then they try to uh, create these justifications, which I don't need them to justify why they choose to eat what they choose to eat. Like, we all have our own justifications for why we eat the way we eat. Um, but sometimes, though, I feel like the focus on the problem has been what they want us to think is the problem, maybe not necessarily is the problem, and they're having us focus on things that aren't necessarily, like they talk about eating low fat, but then they say to just eat low fat dairy instead of high fat dairy, but still eat the dairy, when they should be saying that, if you want to eat low fat, you should be eating things that are naturally low fat, not things that had to have the fat ripped from them, or eating a leaner cut of meat uh, is also better for you than eating a fatter cut of meat. And if you just weren't eating uh, products that had any, that level of fat in them in the first place. Um, Anthony says that the perception of reality. Yeah. Uh, and with the, uh, it's hard to like have my opinions, but also know that I can't force my opinions on somebody. I can just share with them my recommendations. And, like, with one of the things that always comes up, um, is eating low carb. And it's just incredible how much that has become the go-to standard for weight loss. And I really feel like it doesn't deserve the credit it gets for weight loss. Like, it's great for a couple weeks, but I don't know that people that need to have sustained levels of weight loss, that it's the best way to go. It's tough to stay compliant. It's tough to stay in ketosis. And then when you come out of ketosis, it's almost like fasting. Like, when you fast, uh, while early on, it's easy to do, and you can stick to it for a while, but then, um, just depending on your resolve is how long you can stick to it. And so some people can stick to fasting for a day or a couple days, or some people can do it for a week, or a couple weeks. And keto is the same way. Some people are only able to stay on keto for a couple hours. I've done that a few times where I was on keto for a couple hours, like, today's the day. And then by, the time I got to work, I already screwed that up. Or, you stick to keto for a couple days or a couple weeks or even a month. But once you, just like with fasting, once you eat one time, it is really almost impossible to convince your body to go back to that state again. And I believe ketosis is the same way, because it kind of is using the same mechanism. It's tricking your body into thinking that you're fasting. And once your body, gets that pleasure of eating a little bit of food, it is going to do everything in its power to convince you to continue eating that food. Linda says that tomorrow that she's getting together with some friends and informed them that she'll be bringing her own food. They took it well and said they'd bring their own food too, and they'll serve me a tall glass of water. There you go. And that's a big thing, like Chef AJ talks about in the book, The Secret to Ultimate Weight Loss, is you have to plan those things out. You have to let people know. You have to not be afraid to have those conversations, or at least not let the fear of having those conversations keep you from having them, so that you can get that worked out. And, if you wouldn't have contacted them to let them know your plan, then you might have been nervous about it. But now that, you contacted them, they agreed to it, and you're good to go. So that's awesome. So yeah, just having conversations with people and trying to give my opinion without being too forceful, but it's really tough when the prevailing diet trend is so far different, like and a lot of people have had moderate success with keto. Like I've lost 20 pounds on keto. There's a lot of people that can say I've lost 20 pounds on keto, but there's not near as many people that can say I got to a healthy BMI on keto, or I had a sustainable diet where it didn't require me to be in the gym for hours every week, eating keto. Like I feel like there's a lot of messing with calories in, calories out too, which one of my favorite things to talk about when I talk about, and I talked about this in a previous stream not that long ago about, what's your elevator pitch, what's your 60-second pitch. And I think calorie density is something that people can kind of understand, like you just explain that, whether you eat a large volume of food like I used to eat, or you're somebody who's naturally a little bit skinnier because you eat a lower volume of food naturally, if you mess with that density of those calories, you're going to affect your weight. Because if you're going to eat 5 pounds of food, and if it's 500 calories per pound, then you're at 2,500 calories. But if you double that and you eat 5 pounds of food and it's 1,000 calories per pound, which is not difficult to get to when you have oil and you have high fat dairy products in your diet, then you're going to be at 5,000 calories. So you go from being at like a moderate deficit or even break even point at 500 calories per pound, or you eat double the calories that you're supposed to have eaten at 1,000 calories per pound. And we have access to that 1,000 calorie per pound food, and our ancestors never did. We did not evolve from a society that had access to that food. And then, so yes, Carrie wants me to share this fun little tidbit. I don't think it came up till last night. So I live in Iowa. Iowa is one of the top pork producers, or it is the top pork producer in the nation, or in the United States. Like they're the top pork producer. And we just did an event called Ragbri, where we went across the state of Iowa. We followed bike riders as they rode their bikes across the state from town to town over the course of 7 or 8 days. And while driving across the state of Iowa, the number one pork producer in the nation, probably bigger than some countries, I did not see one single pig. Not a single one. I see cows. You see a few cows running around outside, not running around, just standing around outside, in their fields. But um, I drove across the state and back in a week, and I didn't see a single pig. And I haven't seen a single pig for years. Like, I can actually remember 20, 25 years ago when I was a kid and we would travel to my grandparents for holidays and for family get-togethers, that there was one place along the route that we would drive by that there was little huts that pigs would live in, and you'd see pigs every now and then. But since I was a kid, I don't remember ever seeing a pig out in the sunlight. And that's also something that I did mention to a coworker today, because Carrie mentioned it to me because one of the riders had mentioned it to her. And that's kind of a sad thing to think that they never see daylight, and or if they do see daylight. So I've not seen a pig in a field. I have seen pigs in semis. I do have to correct what I was saying. I've not seen a pig in a field, but when I'm driving down the highway, if a livestock trailer passes me, more than likely, like a semi-trailer, livestock semi-trailer, more than likely it's going to be filled with pigs. So the only time I do see pigs is on the interstate when they're being transported, probably to their death. But anyways, that was an interesting tidbit that I did share. Just kind of another, like, well, if you don't care about doing it for your health, then maybe you could do it for the animals. Most people eat a vegan diet for the animals, but I started eating this way for my health, and then realized that I could survive with, Carrie says that a rider that was not vegan is actually the one that pointed it out to her, that they might have expected to see pigs. They figured, well, I'm going to Iowa where they make all those pigs. I'm going to see pigs out in the field. And then they didn't see any pigs. So that's pretty crazy. Anyways, I have to do some running this afternoon. It's been a hectic day. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I will not be weighing in tomorrow because I weighed in yesterday. Give myself as much of a chance as I can to lose weight before next Wednesday, and so I can stay under that 300. It's pretty awesome seeing that 299.8, and then getting on the scale today and still being under 300. It's really great. Like, I would, it would be amazing to never see 300 on a scale again in my life. And I know I've been in this similar spot where I got under 300 and I was like, never again, never again. And then you know how that turned out, right? So, Linda says, good observation. You always feel so sad driving by the trucks carrying animals. Yeah. And it wasn't until I watched one of those documentaries like Dominion or Dairy is Scary or something, that like one of the ones that are pretty bad, but or it might have been when I was reading This Is Vegan Propaganda by Ed Winters. It might have been that I was listening to that on audiobook, and I kind of realized, like, oh, I've never seen a pig that was going to live any longer than probably the rest of that trip that it was making in that semi. And that's pretty messed up, anyways. I appreciate all you guys following along, supporting my channel, and in the comments. I had a ton of comments on the videos the last day here, so I really appreciate all the comments. I will be live tomorrow and hopefully the rest of this week. If you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's no reason to wait. There's nothing coming up this weekend that's more important than your health and your overall well-being. You could make changes today that could keep you from having a heart attack a week from now. It's absolutely possible if you make positive, healthy changes in your life. Gene says, so proud of you for commitment and your health. Thank you, Gene. I really appreciate it. And Anthony, you have a great day. Rick, you have a great day. Get started now. Don't hesitate. Nobody regrets getting started. They all wish they would have started sooner. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please get subscribed to the channel. Click on the bell icon and hit that thumbs up as well. You guys all have a wonderful evening.